Hanging out, but will it do its job and ward off bad weather? Sarah Spivey is standing by with your full Fiesta forecast.
Plus a preview of the first night of NIOSA and why the Conservation Society says this event has a meaningful place in San Antonio.
Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
We're going to get to Fiesta in just a moment, but first, San Antonio firefighters believe that it was a burning candle that led to even bigger flames inside a northeast side home.
The fire broke out this morning in a neighborhood near Nacogdoches and Higgins Road, sending a family of 4 into the street. And as Katrina Weber tells us, one family member, a pet dog, did not escape.
San Antonio firefighters worked to clear out a garage on Bret Hart Street where fire had moved in. Before the flames broke out around 7:30 this morning, they say a member of the Northeast Side family had been living in that space.
Smelled smoke, got up, there was a fire going on. He had candles in the room. He thinks that may have been the start of the fire.
Both he and the rest of the family all made a safe escape with the help of police officers who arrived first. When firefighters got there, they made a quick attack on the flames, but they couldn't keep the smoke from spreading. It went through the home and beyond.
And the smoke was on top of my house, so I thought, oh my goodness, it's coming over on us too.
Peggy Jones was worried for a while that her home would be next. Firefighters were able to spare it from any damage. Meanwhile, next door, her neighbors learned one of their family members had not survived.
There were no injuries. We did lose a dog that was inside the house.
There was one family pet that was saved, that bird, which San Antonio police say was still in the garage where the fire started when they arrived. The home itself took a big hit. Firefighters say what the fire didn't damage, smoke and water did.
Whatever it happened and everything, that wasn't on purpose. It was an accident.
Still, firefighters say this danger can be avoided by being cautious when using candles. Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
Another fire overnight. This one broke out at a boot repair store on San Antonio's east side. It happened around 1:30 this morning in the 1500 block of South Hackberry near Boyer Street and I-10. Fire crews got there. They found fire in a strip center. Investigators believe it started at a boot repair store that was in the middle of that small strip center. Before smoke got into 4 other units, firefighters were able to put it out quickly and no injuries were reported.
New at noon, a former civilian employee at Joint Base San Antonio Randolph sentenced to prison for a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme. Authorities say that Keith Allen Seguin used his position to steer contracts to a software engineering company. That company able to receive $100 million in work on Air Force projects.
In return, it gave Seguin more than $2.3 million in cash and bribes. Prosecutors say the scheme started in 2006, lasted until 2018. Seguin pleaded guilty in June 2021. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison for one charge, 14 and a half years in prison for a second charge. The sentences will run concurrently.
There's now only one more vote to go before the Senate of Texas decides if safer schools are in our future. The bill requires schools to beef up security in a number of ways, including that every classroom have a silent panic alarm button. Schools would have required safety inspections. They would happen every 5 years, and there would be one armed security officer on each campus every day. An armed teacher could also be used to meet that requirement.
Outside with Live Cam, we thank you for the great night we had last night for the River Parade. And now we're looking at clouds and some rain this morning on the way in. So we get that out of the way before NIOSA starts tonight.
Yeah, you know, and this afternoon, rain is really going to be hit or miss, with most folks missing out on the rain completely. But we do have some areas of showers right now. First of all, down near Cuero and Victoria, we've got some showers near Beeville, too. Through San Antonio, there have been hit or miss light rain showers through Leon Springs, one moving up to Bernie at the moment. Now, we really haven't seen any development into thunderstorms, and that was expected through the morning. But as we head into the afternoon, we're going to get breaks in these clouds, and sun often acts as a fuel. for some thunderstorms. So we're going to be waiting and watching the radar this afternoon. But again, coverage is going to be limited about 30%. Right now it's 68 degrees outside. You feel the humidity. Last night, David was talking about how wonderful it felt with low humidity. Well, that humidity is back. Dew point's up some 10 degrees. So for the rest of the day, coverage in storms is only going to be about 30%. Again, very hit or miss. High temperature right near 75 this afternoon. Southeast winds at 5 to 15. Coming up, though, I'm going to walk you through that futurecast, show you which areas in the KSAT12 viewing area have the best potential for some storms, perhaps even some severe weather. That forecast in a few minutes. David, Ursula.
Thank you, Sarah. A night in old San Antonio, or NIOSA, a 4-night festival in the heart of downtown, kicks off tonight, bringing thousands of people down to La Vieta.
Some old school practices are going to be back, as well as some longtime favorites. Tiffany Huertas with the changes that go back in time for today's NIOSA party.
Frontier Town is the western area, so that's where you're going to find sausage, drumsticks.
Vendors, volunteers, and staff filled La Vieta this morning in preparation for the first night of NIOSA. Some San Antonio favorites are back this year.
Maria's Tortillas has been around for 50 years.
Rose Moran says NIOSA has a special place in her heart.
I've been around for over 30 years here, and this is the area that I started.
The event raises money for the Conservation Society of San Antonio.
I love being a part of this organization because we're all about preservation and restoration. That's the Conservation Society.
And paper tickets are back, so no more wristbands. NIOSA will be selling paper coupons for food, drinks, and souvenirs. The party starts at 5:30 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. It's happening tonight through Friday. NIOSA has over 10,000 volunteers this year, and Rose invites more to join.
I believe I get emotional sometimes. I believe in our story. I believe in how San Antonio got started, and that's what this fiesta is, the celebration of that.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
And NIOSA is just one of the parties with a purpose today. The Ford Mariachi Festival starts tonight at 6 on the Riverwalk. Coronation starts at 7 at the Charlene McCombs Empire Theater. And there's a lot of other stuff. You can see a full list of events on KSAT.com. Just go to the Fiesta section of our website.
And, of course, coming up on Friday and Saturday, the Battle of Flowers and Fiesta Flambeau parades. You can still buy tickets to our KSAT watch parties. Remember, that comes with some added perks like assigned seating, tacos, on-site restrooms. All you got to do is scan that QR code there right on your screen. It'll take you to where you can get some tickets. A blockbuster trade. A Packer, now a Jet, and a former Jet would let the current Jet wear his retired number. Coming up.
A Fiesta Tech Twist. How the only technology-focused event during Fiesta is helping local entrepreneurs promote their ideas. We all know that Fiesta is the party with the purpose. And Geekdom has joined the party and added a technology twist.
Max Massey gives us an inside look at the revolutionary 3D printing ideas and how Fiesta is growing the local tech community.
He needed to have this significant number of things printed in this really short time, and there was nobody in town, no individual, no businesses that could do that many that quickly.
Meet Dale Bracey of PrintNet 3D, a local company that came together to solve a problem and started thriving.
We're going to help people build little products or prototypes or whatever, and we've already done a few of those. And that will allow us to test our software as we develop and build that side of it.
They are just one of the many companies here at Geekdom looking to grow, even during Fiesta.
Entrepreneur spirit here is loud and large. The city of San Antonio has a huge small business community, and we love the part that we get to play alongside helping entrepreneurs with just an idea.
Tech Trek is the only technology-focused event that happens during Fiesta. And this year, PrintNet 3D and Dale, they designed the Geekdom Fiesta medals.
I have these two friends that for years have been very into Fiesta medals, and I've always wanted to have the opportunity to outdo them.
So after about an hour of the raw material going through the 3D printer, it comes out looking just like this.
It's two pieces actually, but it's built in a way with spacing and tolerances where it can print just like this and doesn't have to be assembled. You literally pull it off the printer and crack it open and it's ready to go.
And even though there's great symbolism in this medal,
eggs are an incubator for life of all forms of, and geekdom is an incubator. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we're starting this. We're building out.
There's also some practicality.
And then when we're hanging out with our friends at NIOSA or whatever, we just, when they turn around, we just pop them on the head.
Max Massey, KSAT12 News.
A 3D incubator egg for your Oscar.
You know, there's a place for everything at Fiesta.
There really is. I'd like to get my hand on one of those medals. Speaking of, I'll have a look at where Adam Caskey's medal giveaway is coming up later on this afternoon, so stick around for that. As we take a look at our live radar, you can see there is a shower over Bernie right now in Comfort, but that's about the only rain on the radar right now. The aquifer has been enjoying the recent rains, up 0.4 of a foot over the past 24 hours. That is up 5.5 feet since last Thursday. Good drink of water for the aquifer. In the pollen count, we've got 4 allergens out there: molds, oak, pecan, and grass, but they are all low. All right, here's what we're going to talk about in the forecast. This afternoon, a few isolated stronger storms are possible. Then Wednesday night, we'll have some more storms possible overnight as a cold front sweeps through. But the fronts are going to be nice coming in the evening, so it means really nice days, great for parades. Details, and of course, that Adam Caskey medal giveaway coming up in just a bit.
We've been saying it since Fiesta began. Timing
is everything. And
this week we're continuing with that theme. Yeah, it's going to rain, but when it rains is what's important.
Yeah, and the rest of the week, our rain chances are really going to come in the overnight hours, so in between Fiesta events. So it's nice that we're kind of threading the needle there. However, this afternoon, there is the off chance for a shower or storm. First, I want to show you some showers that are occurring out near the coast, closer to Cuero, Beeville, Goliad, and Victoria. And then closer to San Antonio, a couple of isolated showers have been working their way through the city. Very light rain. But right now we've got a light rain shower falling right over Bernie, right there where 87 and 10 meet and close to Champion High School. But this is a very isolated, quick-moving, very light shower. One of the things that's prevented us from seeing showers and storms blossoming is that we've been locked into cloud cover this morning. However, as we head into the afternoon, we're going to be seeing peaks of sunshine, and the sun is going to act as a fuel for the potential for a few isolated storms. Notice the words that I'm using: isolated. A lot of us are not really going to be seeing heavy rains at times, but really 30% coverage. It's 68 degrees outside right now. Here's a look at the clouds and temperatures. It's been sunny in Del Rio the last hour or so temperatures have bumped up to 72. Look at Pleasanton, 76 degrees. They've had a little bit more sunshine out in Pleasanton, and as I zoom in, you can see that we're starting to get peaks of sunshine moving in from the south. So very soon here, we're going to have a little bit of extra fuel for some isolated thunder showers. Here's what that's going to look on the futurecast for you. This is a look at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see that things have really cleared out. East of San Antonio, that's where the storm chances are greatest. As we head into about the evening commute, 4 p.m., again, notice how the better chances are east of San Antonio, but we could see an isolated storm closer to the Alamo City as well. So areas like New Braunfels, Seguin, you have much better chance at rain than San Antonio this afternoon. Same story for Gonzales and Hallettsville. Then as we head into the evening, once we lose that daytime heating, our rain chances really go away for the day after sunset. So when we're talking about severe weather risk today, we're really talking about areas north and east of San Antonio. If a storm can get going, and that's a big if, it could produce some hail. We'll keep an eye on that. By far the greatest risk for severe weather today is up across parts of central and north Texas, closer to Abilene, Wichita Falls, and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So as we look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast for the remainder of this afternoon, about 30% coverage. It's going to be on the warmer side. Temperatures are going to be warming up into the mid-70s, at least warmer than the last couple of days for us. Still very pleasant with a high right near 75. And then this evening for NIOSA, we're going to really turn off those rain chances. So it's going to end up being pretty good for the first night of NIOSA tonight. In the weather setup across the state of Texas, you can see very hit or miss showers. I'm watching this system that's currently working its way through Colorado. This is a pretty potent low pressure system and cold front. This is what's going to be bringing us our chance for some storms pretty much in the the evening on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So when you're looking at the rain chances over the next few days, notice how those rain chances really spike up Wednesday night and Friday night. We're going to get a double dose of cold fronts. Those fronts are going to come in the evening hours, bringing a broken line of storms Wednesday night and Friday night, clearing things out, allowing for a really pleasant Thursday and Friday with low humidity. So when we're talking about the Battle of Flowers parade on Friday in the morning, it's going to be very, very nice. Temperatures in the 70s. Not humid, so that's good. Mostly sunny. You'll need the sunscreen for Battle of Flowers. And then that second front arriving Friday night is going to make things really nice for Fiesta Flambeau. We're talking some folks may even need a jacket for Fiesta Flambeau because it's going to be windy and in the 60s. I don't know about you. I'm a Southern gal. I need a jacket when the temperatures dip down into the 60s. So again, monitoring for storms this afternoon, Wednesday night and Friday night. But all in all, the weather is going to be very pleasant during the days for any kind of activities around San Antonio, South Central Texas, and for fiestas. Speaking of Fiesta, Adam Caskey has a medal giveaway this afternoon at Seguin Chevrolet in Seguin. 200 medals are available. The line begins at 4 p.m., but medals will be handed out at 6. He'll be live out there too at 5 and 6 and at Seguin Chevrolet. We're looking forward to that. Coming up, I've got your NIOSA forecast.
All right. Can't wait to see it.
Jerry Jones answers some questions about draft day moves, sort of. And the Texans will be very busy Thursday for their draft. A lot of chances to help their team.
It's time for a Fiesta History Trivia Moment, powered by your local San Antonio area Chevy dealers. Who was responsible for the founding of the Fiesta Flambeau Parade? Was it A, Henry Ford, B, Lila Cockrell, or C, Reynolds Andrix? The answer after the break. Who was responsible for the founding of the Fiesta Flambeau Parade? The answer is C, Reynolds Andrix.
It is the biggest offseason weekend in the NFL. The NFL Draft, round 1 of the 2023 draft, kicks off Thursday night, 7 o'clock live right here on KSAT12. The Dallas Cowboys are towards the bottom of the first round. They got the 26th overall selection. Jerry Jones was not real clear when asked about moving up. He said they could, or move down, or stay where they are. Stephen Jones has a little better insight into what they might do, even bringing up the name Johnny Manziel.
You really don't know till it happens. You can read all the mock drafts. You can see all the things that maybe were officially polled quietly by other general managers, but you'll never know till you're there. And then, that's where being nimble and being able to make quick decisions, Jerry can make a quick decision if we say, hey, here's an opportunity, and oh, by the way, it's a guy we had quite a bit higher than where he's fallen to now. It might be worth considering giving up something.
Well, I made one on Manziel a few years ago, and that didn't go so well. That right there, so there's one a decision.
Exactly.
Apparently, Stephen had to physically stop his dad from writing Johnny's name on the draft card. Hey, the Texans have the second pick Thursday and still don't know where they're going to go. Although there are people with some ideas, or in this case of rumors. There is talk they're going to draft a defensive player with the second pick, then select a quarterback later in the first round with their 12th pick. One thing we do know is this is DeMeco Ryans' first NFL draft as a head coach. GM Nick Caserio says it's been great working with DeMeco during the pre-draft process.
DeMeco, the staff, it's been great. We've had a lot of constructive discussions. A lot of good meetings, a lot of good dialogue, and I think we all want to get to the same end point. We just want to try to have a good football team, bring in good people with the right mindset, with the right makeup, that have a certain skill level that can go out there and perform at a good level on Sundays. So that's the goal for all of us involved, and we're going to try to do the best we can to get there.
Texans have a lot to work with on Thursday in the entire draft. They actually have 12 draft picks, and that ties the Raiders for the most in the NFL this draft season. It is one of those blockbuster deals talked about all offseason. The Green Bay Packers actually trading quarterback Aaron Rodgers to the New York Jets. The Packers are giving up Rodgers and 2 picks in this week's draft, including their first-round selection, number 15. In return, the Jets are giving up 3 picks in this year's draft, including their first pick at number 13, a conditional 24 second-round pick.
He'll always be a Packer, you know what I mean? And he'll want to be one of the best that ever have done it around here, and I have a lot of respect how he went about it. And, he'll be missed. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, players like that don't come around very often.
Jets great Joe Namath gave Rodgers his blessing to wear number 12, but Aaron is going to probably wear number 8. That's the college number he had. And we talk about this being a blockbuster, but still nothing compares to the Herschel Walker trade way back in the early 90s with Jerry Jones and their head coach.
That was back when they used to win a lot.
Yeah, because they had all those draft picks that Jimmy Johnson got when he sent Herschel Walker to the Minnesota Vikings, but nothing quite like that one.
All right, it's not unusual for food, pictures, and dinner recipes to be shared on social media, but this latest craze is making the rounds on TikTok. It's water recipes. Yeah, coming up, a registered dietitian's take on whether this is a healthy way to stay hydrated.
And let's take a sneak peek at, they got the Fiesta party going.
All right, where's the music?
Those kids
Cue the
stop.
music.
They never stop, do they?
All right. Once again, a temporary ceasefire has been declared in Sudan, but it remains to be seen if this one is going to be adhered to. ABC's James Longman reports while some Americans have been able to leave that country, thousands are still trapped there.
After days of deadly violence, relief and joy in the first images of U.S. Embassy staff rescued from Sudan in that daring nighttime operation. A U.S. official now telling ABC News the Pentagon is looking at multiple options to facilitate the evacuation of Americans and other foreigners from the war-torn country from Port Sudan, and that might mean the use of U.S. troops. The Pentagon has sent 2 Navy ships off the coast of the country, along with American drones flying 24/7 above a United Nations convoy in which some Americans are trying to get out.
We have deployed U.S. intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance assets to support land evacuation routes, which Americans are using, and we're moving naval assets within the region to provide support. American citizens have begun arriving in Port Sudan, and we are helping to facilitate their onward travel.
More than 400 people have been killed and nearly 4,000 injured. As the battle rages, 16,000 Americans remain in the country with no immediate way out. Many of them are dual citizens as well as aid workers. One American trapped, a Massachusetts teacher, Trillian Clifford, and her 18-month-old daughter, Alma. The two have been forced to shelter in place in their apartment, their family desperate to get them home.
To think that the two of them are in this much danger is horrific. She's telling us stories about airstrikes within a kilometer of her apartment. Her situation is becoming more dire every day.
And those U.S. ships are joining British warships in the Red Sea as part of a growing international effort to get foreigners out of Sudan. And this is as thousands of Sudanese are now fleeing to neighboring countries. James Longman, ABC News in London.
President Joe Biden made it official today. He launched his campaign for another presidential run. His team released a video online this morning. This comes 4 years to the day he announced his 2020 campaign. Biden faces no serious opposition for the Democratic nomination, even though polling shows 70% of Americans, including a majority of Democrats, say Biden should not run again. He may cite his age as a concern. Back in February, he addressed those worries.
It's legitimate for people to raise issues about my age. It's totally legitimate to do that. And the only thing I can say is watch me.
According to an ABC News poll, Biden's approval rating is at 34%. Meanwhile, the current GOP frontrunner Donald Trump is polling at 25%.
A former Fox News producer suing the company and newly fired host Tucker Carlson. Abby Grossberg says she was subjected to a hostile work environment while working on the show, claiming she endured demeaning remarks about women and anti-Semitic jokes. This comes after Carlson's departure from Fox News. The company made the announcement yesterday, but did not clarify why it made the decision. Carlson's firing comes after Fox News settled a defamation lawsuit with Dominion Voting Systems for nearly $800 million. Dominion accusing Fox anchors, including Carlson, of spreading Fox claims that vote counting machines have been tampered with to throw the 2020 presidential election. Private text messages, though, released as part of the lawsuit, show Carlson did call those false claims of massive vote fraud, quote, shockingly reckless. His last day on the air was last Friday.
And another high-profile news anchor fired, CNN's Don Lemon. This comes after a series of on- and off-air controversies. It included misogynistic comments that he made about women while talking about Nikki Haley's run for president, and that led to a brief suspension. Variety also reporting recently allegations of past workplace misogyny by Lemon, citing more than a dozen unnamed current and former colleagues. Lemon denies those claims.
Strong storms last Thursday and again late Saturday didn't just cause hail and a big lightning show. They flooded areas all across our viewing area. KSAT viewer Emmanuel Valero sending us this video of him pushing a stalled car through the water on I-35 early Sunday morning. That lower level of I-35 downtown is a typical flooding spot. TxDOT has pump stations that drain water from these low-lying streets, but last week there was so much water and debris and a mechanical malfunction. Those major roads had to be shut down completely.
There is some debris that could get, clogged up in there. And then, unfortunately, we did have some mechanical issues that we are working out.
Crews were forced to manually pump the water out of the roads on Thursday and again on Sunday. TxDOT confirms they're working on that issue with the pump stations Sarah said there's more rain in the forecast this week.
There is, mainly during the evenings, though. So most Fiesta events will go off without a hitch. This afternoon, though, we are going to be dodging a couple of isolated showers and potentially storms. In fact, we've got an isolated shower right now working its way through Bernie into areas in Comal County, headed for Canyon Lake here, just within the next 30 minutes or so. Very light rain shower. There's no lightning with this or anything. It's just quick splash and dash shower. And if you're heading out for NIOSA tonight, the first night of NIOSA, know that the rain chance is only 30%, so pretty low, but we'll be keeping our eye on things. Maybe that rain rock will work for NIOSA tonight. Temperatures will be falling into the 60s. It's going to be humid throughout the evening hours. And coming up in the forecast, we're going to talk about those nighttime storm chances in a bit, and also what the weather will look like for parades. I've got a check of the aquifer and the pollen count coming up too. David.
Thank you, Sarah. TikTok trends could range from silly to dangerous. One of the latest involves recipes for flavored water that aim to get people to drink more. CNN's Mandy Gaither talked with a registered dietitian who says staying hydrated is important, but too much of a good thing can be bad.
It may make drinking water easier for those who don't care for it.
So water is very important, not just for hydration, but to be able to digest our food, have regularity and things like that as well.
The TikTok trend to add flavored syrups and powders to water can change how it tastes, but is it a healthy way to keep hydrated? Clinical dietitian Bridget Dewan with Orlando Health says it's important to listen to your thirst cues.
We actually kind of talk about all fluid. So the goal is about 13 cups of fluid for adult males and about 9 cups for adult females. And this includes all fluid. So we have to factor in, yes, coffee counts, soda counts, juice counts.
If you're swapping out soda for water with sugar-free syrups or powders, Dewan says that's a good substitution. However, drinking too many fluids can lead to low levels of sodium in your body and lead to a potentially dangerous condition called hyponatremia. Symptoms include nausea or vomiting, headache, confusion or fatigue, loss of energy, muscle weakness, or cramps.
Too much water is a bad thing. Too little water is a bad thing. So it's a very good balance of what our body needs water for on a day-to-day basis.
If you're switching up your hydration routine and have questions, Dewan says it's best to talk to your doctor or registered dietitian first. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dewan says also adding syrups to water may help us cut down on foods that aren't healthy. However, she says to enjoy all foods in moderation, and cutting out an entire food group is unsustainable.
U.S. home prices ticking up slightly in February, and that ends a 7-month-long streak of decline. The National Home Price Index is out. It shows a 0.2% increase between January and February. S&P Core Logic Case Schiller says prices were down almost 5% from their peak in June of last year. And the broader trend going back to 2019, still a steady increase in home values.
So we're not the only ones who enjoy a night out at the movies. Wild animals enjoy the movies as well, and the snacks that go with them. We'll have that for you in just a second.
A famous suit launched an actor's career, going to the highest bidder, what someone paid to strut in these iconic. Who is it? Fred, that's got to be Saturday Night Fever, right?
Yeah, that's John Travolta's suit.